right, let's go to Bubba the Love Sponge, and I almost said Jake Paul, Alex Stein, and see what they say. Now, I will say, Alex is rumored to be kind of indifferent towards our show, which is fun, which is where he should be. Bubba, however, and his staff are fucking delusional. I will say, this segment is about to be us shitting all over Bubba and his people. Alex, from what I understand, from what I've been told by people, is pretty indifferent towards Steel Toe. Let's go ahead and hit play. Sorry for the video quality. We got this from JD Butcher, and I believe he ripped this right off of his computer. But let's check it out.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about me getting my car towed or any of this stuff.
You hear this shit?
Oh gosh, I went to this content house.
Oh, I know, I watched it.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing.
I watched the content.
Luke said it was the
Is it here?
It was see that? I don't like that right off the bat. I went to the content house. It was the cringiest thing. It's like, then don't go. Like, don't go to a thing and, help your friends promote it and then go, it was the cringiest thing. It's like,
this does seem kind of dishonest because people like Chrissie, when we had her on our show, like she stood up for Alex Stein when we asked about him, said he was a pretty cool dude.
Yeah. She said he's like a big kid all the time.
Super lovable and stuff.
Right.
And then you go to her thing and totally just shit on it behind her back. So it seems like you just went there for content to shit on it for.
Don't you do that sometimes? You have your friends do something, and you stick up for your friends. Mm-hmm. If people say, I feel like Alex has this issue, and Alex has always wanted to be famous. That's been a big thing of his. He's wanted to be famous. And I think he's kind of doing that high school kid thing where you have the attitude of whoever you're in the room with.
Oh, sure.
Like whatever Bubba wants to hear. Yeah, like whatever Bubba wants to hear. Like, oh my God, man, it was the cringiest thing. It was fucking terrible. Meanwhile, if he was talking to Chrissie, hey, Chrissie, congratulations on your content house. Chrissie, great job on the content house. Because he has no voice modulation control. But you go in front of Bubba and you don't have to kiss. But Alex, I'm saying this in defense of you. You don't have to kiss Bubba the Love Sponge's ass.
He's literally called Bubba the Love Sponge.
Alex, Bubba needs you. All right? You don't think that Bubba is having Alex Stein on because he thinks like tying himself to Alex might be the ticket to the glory days of the Bubba the Love Sponge show when he was on Sirius with Howard and all that. Like, you don't need to kiss his ass. He needs to kiss yours. I think Alex knows that Bubba's not going to like the content house.
Yeah.
So you got to go, oh my God, it was cringy. I like being in front of people that I know have an opposite opinion and standing my ground. I like going, oh no, those guys are my friends. I'm
like
glad.
a little opposition?
Yeah, when people are like, oh, wasn't that cringe? You were at that content house. Actually, you know what? I called into it. It was really nice. And, these people I've become friends with were having a good time and they were drinking a bunch. And you got to watch, if you were an Opie and Anthony fan, if you watch Content House, you got to watch Anthony Cumia do karaoke. How fucking wholesome is that?
It's pretty great.
It's pretty fun. Oh, it was the cringiest thing. It's like, you don't need to say that about your friends.
It'll be okay, guys.
But let's see.
It was hell, dude. It was bad. And I was because some of the guys are running there, the camera angle's all wrong, and it's just, everybody's just...
Speaking of cameras.
You need to be quiet. This needs to be organic. Lummy will do light stream, and then we'll go into that bullshit.
All right.
So they're shitting on it, like, oh, the camera angles were bad. Yeah, it was a bunch of drunks fucking running equipment.
Check out this fucking shit though, here. Speaking of camera angles being shitty, you've got like a really big get on with Alex Stein for Bubba the Love Sponge, and you can't even have a close up on Alex.
I don't know, and they might have later. This is off the air. This is their off the air banter that they're having. But I don't know, it just seems disingenuous to go to a thing. Like, at least, I'll give Kevin Brennan this. At least Kevin Brennan would have said no if you asked him. He never would have been a part of it. So at least when he goes on his show and goes, these guys are fucking stupid. I fucking hate the content house. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would you even go? Chrissy's a fucking moron. Gino's an idiot. I get that. Like
I'm Kevin, and I hate everyone.
Kevin hates everything.
Yes,
Kevin takes no joy in anything. You could tell Kevin, a newborn baby was born, clutching
yours.
And clutching a 4-leaf clover when it came up. 4-leaf clovers are stupid. Why do we have to? What is a leprechaun gonna come into your room? Is that what's gonna happen now? All these kids are gonna be born with leprechaun clovers. It's stupid. It's fucking dumb. Like, at least Kevin consistently hates the shit out of everything.
I enjoy your Kevin.
Oh, it's not a great. It's what I call a character impression, not a voice impression.
Sure.
Alex fucking.
I watched about 5 minutes of it. The Content House? Yeah. They had that one show on it. And,
Oh, the one show. Of course, yes.
so
Did you hear how quiet they are about Steel? First of all, this guy's doing the Chad Zumach thing.
Oh, thank you. I was just gonna say.
And you know what? I want to
That
apologize
one
to
show.
Alex. I thought Alex was the one who brought up Steel Toe.
Nope.
Somebody told me that
So-
Alex brought up Steel Toe. Alex did not. In fact, I'm being kind of weird throughout this whole clip where I'm kind of defending Alex.
Alex might not have even known we came on.
I don't
wasn't
think
there
so.
at that point. He wasn't even at karaoke that night.
But the Bubba people are, I don't know why they're so nervous to bring up. So you heard that guy, the one show. You know the fucking name. You know the name, pal. Because they're about to do the Zumach thing where they go, I don't know their name. And then they're going to make up a bunch of shit about us.
That Aaron guy.
And then he whispers Steel Toe. I do want to go back to that. That made me happy, the way he did that.
and
Oh, the one show.
that one show on it. And
Oh, the one show. Of course, yes.
so
Steel Toe. Steel Toe.
Couldn't get it out fast enough.
Just really quiet and really quick. I like that shit.
Which to me is really confusing because back when we were all both on Twitch, I kind of thought that it would have been like a cool thing, like to have association with the two of us because we both had fans that enjoyed both shows.
Yeah, right.
Which
actually more of their fans just kind of came over here and stayed here.
eventually, yes.
Yeah.
But it's not like we ever like went out and sought like to steal all their people or anything.
We're going to get to that part. And I will say this, even after this clip, I don't really have a problem with Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge is not on my radar. Bubba the Love Sponge is not somebody I think about until something like this comes out.
I agree.
I never really watched his show. Here's how, now Bubba is going to play this as he made the Steel Toe morning show. This is going to be rich. You're going to get a kick out of this. But here's what happened with Bubba. Bubba talked about us one day. You know, we had gone through it for the Iowa thing, and we were the biggest story in radio for about a week. And Bubba talked about us on his show.
Yep.
Some of his listeners come over to our show. We were on Twitch at the time. And they said, Bubba's talking about you guys. And we're like, Bubba? I haven't heard what Bubba's doing since, like, Howard. You know, since those days. And they're like, no, it's positive. It's nice. He's doing this. So I reached out to Seth Cush, who at the time was doing a podcast with Bubba and was Bubba's producer. And I just said, hey, man, I really appreciate you guys doing that. I heard you were really cool about it. Really nice. Appreciate it. Got a nice little bump. Yeah. There's a difference between, and this is kind of a shock jockey 90s radio war mentality where you go, I made this guy. But there's a difference between you made a guy and you gave him a couple dozen extra viewers.
Yeah, be careful with that term.
We advertised on your program and it helped us out a little bit. I mean, that's a little different than made us. Here's my problem with what Bubba's about to say. He talked about us. His show used our show for content. That's not us going, oh, God, please, I want to go on the Bubba show.
My show is withering. Pull us out of the dumps.
My show is dying on the vine. I need to go on the Bubba show. That's not, I'm sorry, Bubba. And again, I'm not saying this with animosity towards Alex or Bubba. I just don't like it when people lie about us.
It's kind of ridiculous.
I'm not saying this with any kind of malice. You're kind of full of your own shit on that one. But here, let's hear him say.
Oh, I hate that Steel Toe guy.
I was like, I'm done.
Wait, was that Alex?
That was Alex.
Oh, Alex hates the Steel Toe guy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
See, now, that's unfortunate because I think somebody's just a little sensitive.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Like you said before, I think you're mostly complimentary to him.
Again, I'm not going to do a fake radio bit that these guys want to do. I'm not going to do that hacky fake radio war thing where I go, they said one thing. I've always hated these fucking guys. I don't dislike Alex Stein. I don't. The only thing I've ever said, and I stand by it, a little bit of Alex goes a long way. I mean, we could
fine.
We could drop it, I have my criticisms, but who gives a shit? He's doing fine. So, like, the only thing we've said negative about him is a little bit goes a long ways, and a couple of his bits have been a little repetitive. And I think a guy like Alex, who goes on everything, who does everything, who wants to be in front of as many cameras as possible, that's not a bad thing. I think he gets a little sensitive. I think when you live on the internet, like he makes his world on the internet at all times, just like we do. And I think the problem with that is you've got to learn how to not take everything so goddamn seriously. And I think with Alex, when he hears one piece of criticism, that's it.
Like
He said something bad about me. I mean, come on.
Weird. Like for you, when anyone comes on here to talk to you, they're all basically like, "Oh, aren't you supposed to be that loud asshole
Right.
that I don't like?" And you doesn't phase you ever.
Yeah.
See, you're always a loud asshole.
That's my thing with guys like me. Loud asshole. He's abrasive. He's a dick. And then you have like a Chrissie or an E-Rock or a Husey or a Gino come on our show and they go, "Oh, actually, you're a really cool guy. It's a fun show."
I've never seen hatchets get buried quicker
Right.
than you and Gino.
And then meanwhile, you have a guy like Alex Stein. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in life. When people are like Alex, everyone assumes they're really nice and easygoing and fun and this and that because they're smiling all the time. If they're always smiling, then they must be good. You got to watch out for the smilers. Because what the smilers are is usually very insecure and very sensitive. And that's kind of the vibe I get from Alex when he says, "I don't like Steel Toe." Well, the only reason you would dislike Steel Toe is because we've said anything bad about you. We've never really went full in and trashed you because we don't dislike you. We criticized your stuff. But in a guy like that's mind, in the smiley guy's mind, everybody loves him, everybody likes him. One piece of criticism and it's Insecure City.
He hates you now.
And now I hate that. Did he say I don't like or I hate?
No, he said hate.
I hate
that steel toe guy.
Okay, let's go back a little bit here.
And,
Oh, the one show. Of course, yes.
so
I hate that steel toe guy.
I was like, I'm done.
I don't really dislike him that
Was
much.
he there?
Oh, somebody said, did Alex say I don't dislike
He
him?
did, and then he backpedaled. That's absolutely his voice.
I hate that steel toe guy.
I was like, I'm done.
I don't really dislike him that
Was
much.
he there?
He wasn't there.
No, he like.
Oh,
Was he there?
Oh, did you see how Bubba said, "Is he there?"
Oh, he looked up to say that
Oh,
one, yeah.
Mr. Clem, what did we ever do to you?
He is unhappy.
He would not happy with Steel Toe at the Content House.
No.
That you kind of get that from these guys who go Content House sucked. You get that kind of vibe. If it sucked and it's stupid, why would it bother you so much if somebody was there unless you were kind of like, "Oh, a Content House would be a cool gimmick."
They're upset that they weren't invited.
I mean,
That's exactly it.
why would you give a fuck? We weren't invited to be there in person.
No.
Frank said, "Hey, why
We
don't
weren't
you?"
mad.
Yeah, Frank said, "Why don't you come on for a little bit?" We'd met Chrissie like a week and a half before Content House even happened. Now, in fairness, we were so wonderful on Content House that Chrissie said, "If I had met you guys a couple weeks earlier, you'd be here." It was a wonderful, lovely compliment again. Yeah, so I don't have a problem with Alex Stein.
He's got one with you, though. And
No,
he's starting to backpedal.
He
though.
lashed out and then he backpedaled.
Yeah.
I allow that.
Yes, we can acknowledge that. And he did realize that what he said was a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It may be feeling where he was. He just decided, I hate that guy.
I hate that steel toe guy.
Yeah. And then he said, "What? I don't have a problem with him."
I don't really.
Yeah, that's fine. Alex, if you, let me tell you this. Ask anybody that you hang out with. Ask Carl, ask Chrissie, ask Gino, ask anybody. If you came on here, ask E-Rock, 5 minutes in, you'd go, "Oh, this is fun. I get it."
Most people would say that.
Yeah. Now, get ready for the shit the Bubba team is about to say about this. I heard this. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, this is wild shit. This is paranoia to a different degree.
Was he there?
He wasn't there.
No, he like.
No.
Why does he bash your show? He bashes me all the time.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, that I feel like I feel like Tommy Lee Jones and Ty Cobb. "Oh, Willie, come on, you know that's horse shit." Alex, we don't bash you all the time. We said your Portnoy shit was great.
Yeah,
we
oh my
said,
God.
What we said was, this is the bashing we gave you. In our opinion, the city council shit is played out. They know who you are. They've been catching you every time. It's not as fun if they know it's a gimmick. When they're just sitting there looking at their watches going, "All right, when's this over?" It's not really a good troll anymore because now they're in on the gimmick. What we said was, we're loving the Man on the Street stuff.
Man on the Street's great.
I think is the stuff he did in the Texas Fair. We watched that on the show. It was awesome. I really feel bad for these guys who only see the negative things that get said about them because there's so much good stuff they miss.
I was going to say, it's almost like they have blinders on. They never
Yeah.
see the good things.
And that's too bad because how many, as we kind of grow and we get into these new places, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's like a lot of shit we're getting. It's not like once in a while, somebody like Red Bar people think we're fucking gay and we're terrible and we're awful and whatever. But like we look at that and go, that's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion. Because look at this. We got all these new fans that are coming in. You focus on the new fans that are coming in and the nice things they're saying. But man, comedians, podcasters, they all have this thing where fuck the 150 great things that are happening over here. I got to focus on this one bad thing.
Very sensitive, but we certainly have enough to back ourselves up here. We've been very complimentary.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Alex, you're being a little sensitive because I would say on this show's coverage, and the audience would back us up here, more complimentary than critical.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely some criticism. I thought that was the point of you making shit, is you want us to watch it, and then we'll have our opinion on what you did.
So we've never gone out anywhere, like not a tweet saying, "Oh, I hate this Alex Stein guy. He's awful."
The one thing we did lean in on was when he was at that Republican event and he was chasing that young woman around and being obnoxious. We did say that was fucking obnoxious, and it was. But that doesn't mean that Alex Stein is a piece of shit. Yeah.
If we're calling you obnoxious, but you're definitely going for obnoxious, is it really an insult?
All right. So Bubba's mad at me. And I'm sorry, Bubba. I got to do the Don Draper thing to you. I don't think about you at all.
I actually forgot about this guy. I was shocked when you brought this up to me yesterday.
I mean, here's what he thinks is shitting on him. His old listeners come here and shit on him. And we have always said, guys, enough with the Bubba shit. We don't care about the Bubba shit. If you hate Bubba, fine. If you love Bubba, fine. It's not really my place to get involved in a Bubba thing.
Usually just swat those comments like a fly. Like, no,
it's not 1996. I'm not trying to do a radio war and then we slaughter a pig together in a parking lot. That's not. Bubba's had a great run. He's had an awesome career. You shouldn't begrudge him that a bit. You can like his show. You can not like his show. Again, the tragedy of these two kvetching about Steel Toe is that I don't dislike either one of them.
I know.
I mean,
it's really strange to be in that position sometimes because
I could do the easy hacky thing where I'm like, it's war. Let's start bashing the fuck out of these guys. I don't know. It's not my gimmick anymore. My gimmick is more calling it as being honest, doing an honest show and say, look, these guys can be salty if they want to. I don't dislike either of these guys. If either of these two wanted to come on the show, I go, yeah, let's have a great fucking time. It should be fun. I guess now his staff. Now I'm worried that Bubba's just getting bad information and he's being salty about it because I don't think Bubba's like 60. He ain't going on the internet and seeing what's going on.
I don't think so.
But listen to what his staff says.
We got him started.
Oh, really? But does anybody listen to Steel Toe?
No, he's the one that goes in our YouTube and spams all the time.
He's the one who goes in our YouTube and spams all the time. I don't know which one of his guys said that, but I'm really disappointed because I've never said a bad thing about any of his guys.
It's either that or there's a troll out there with the name.
There might be,
but that does not equate us. Like, that doesn't mean it's us.
If you're a Bubba listener, go in there right now and tell him you're full of shit. Aaron does not fuck with your show at all. So whoever you think is like us coming into your chat and fucking with you, guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to embarrass you. You're paranoid. You're paranoid, and you just kind of showed it on a level on Twitch to like 1,000 people. Not a good look. When I'm done with this show, I'm done with shows. I'm at home. I'm running around. I'm doing stuff. Look, I'm flattered that you think I'm that active. I don't have time to go into your guys' chat, see what you're doing, and spam. I don't spam your chat. Maybe some of my listeners have done it in the past. If so, look, you think I can control these fucking animals? I tell them to do something, they're going to do the opposite.
Right, maybe they're holding on to something that happened a while ago.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And then the Bubba line, we got him started. Bubba, again, you know that's horseshit. You were talking about us. You were grabbing on. Our story was making headlines. You grabbed onto it to talk about it. When I went to your producer to thank you guys for talking about it, he asked me to be on your podcast as a guest. Bubba, you asked me. I didn't ask you. That the only thing that actually pisses me off and puts me in radio war mode is the lying. The bullshit pisses me off. Alex, I have no problem with Alex. Innocent enough, the stuff he said. We said something, it made him sensitive, it bugs him, he's allowed to get that off his chest. I don't begrudge him that a bit. And also, his heart isn't really in shitting on us.
No, he backpedaled immediately within 2 seconds.
The lies from Bubba's team, first of all, whoever that was, I'm not going to guess who it was because then I got a fucking problem with somebody I never had a problem with. But whoever that guy was, you either know that's horseshit and are trying to be a shock jock, which, come on, grow some fucking balls. Or you don't know how to do the internet and you're looking at someone just saying steel toe and going, that must be the steel toe guy. The thing I'm insulted about is that you guys actually think that I watch your show.
I don't think about you at all.
I don't think about you at all until
At
somebody
all.
sends me a grainy piece of video and goes, hey, these guys were shitting on you out of nowhere. The
Oh,
fuck
that's
you
fun.
guys.
At least spell the name right.
Yeah. So then Bubba goes, we got him started. Bubba, you grabbed onto my story for content.
Dude, you were the hottest controversy at the time,
Yeah.
and he went for it.
Bubba, and then you realized you made a mistake because remember, he froze us out pretty much after that.
Oh, yeah. No contact.
We'd say hi to him, whatever, and it was nothing. I think he saw those people moving on, like the Lemmys and those people moving over to our show and went, it was a mistake to have that guy on. Let's not do that. Because remember, he brought us on and tried to mock the shit out of us.
Yes.
Calling us the wrong name. Being disrespectful, but not in a way that bothered me. Kind of a hacky little shock jockey kind of way. I didn't mind it. I rolled with it. It was fun. But I could tell what he was doing, and I just kind of shrugged it off, ignored it, and did his show. So let's not act like Bubba did us this great kindness and was this altruistic guy. You grabbed onto our story while it was hot. We said thank you. You asked us to come on your show. That's a little different than we made that guy. Stop it, Bubba. You're working yourself into a shoot, big man. Also, as far as spamming your YouTube, we don't have to. Go look at the statistics. View-wise, we kick the shit out of you on YouTube. Continuing on.
Saying this guy, he's getting that.
And meanwhile, we've been nothing but be nice to the guy. Like we've never.
You called me man cow. I don't
Who is
see
talking right now?
that was Bubba.
Okay.
I don't see that as being nice, Bubba. You called Johnny MS Willie and you called me man cow. I mean, I don't really see that as nice.
Yeah, man
but-
cow's not a nice compliment.
Yeah. By the way, Bubba, I had a fun time. I had a good time on your show. Even after you saying all this horse shit. I had a great time on your show. It was fun. And then we moved on. We did our show. Some of your listeners came over, became fans of ours. They shit on you a bit. I didn't really have a lot of patience for that kind of shit. But now, fuck it. They can say whatever they want about you.
Right, we put him on the air one time.
Oh, I know. He's
When he
invited me
first
on
got
his show.
fired from regular radio.
He has no viewers, so that's how he gets viewers.
This is-
I love that one. I love that cope. He has no viewers, so he has to have... Guys, on YouTube, we got more viewers than you do. So let's take it
Yeah.
easy on the no viewers thing. Those in no viewer houses should not throw stones. So easy on the no viewers thing.
God.
It's kind of a hacky thing to do.
Never pull out something to insult someone when there's actual numbers to back the thing up
Yeah.
on our end.
I mean, small show. If they would have said, "Oh, it's just a small show," I would have said, "He's right about that."
That's fine. Still growing.
100% small show. But no listeners, guys, come on. What is it? I mean, did I take a time machine back to 1997 where people get really sensitive over one piece of criticism and then say, we had no listeners and we made them and this and that? Like, what are we going to do next? Like a phony phone call? Is that what we're doing next?
because he invited me on his show and I didn't go. I didn't even see the message, and then now he said he played one of my videos 6 months ago. He said, "Oh, I think this is the end of Alex Stein." I've had 10 viral videos since then.
If you would just be nice, I'd help the guy out.
Exactly.
These
my
guys
God.
are pissy. He did. I mean, think
I'd
about.
help the guy out.
I'd help the guy out. Bubba, it's okay. Look, Bubba,
That's
I don't
fine.
want you to worry your little head. I don't want you to stress over there. I certainly don't want Bubba to feel bad. It's okay. You don't have to help me out, Bubba. It's okay. I don't want. I know you're feeling bad right now. Oh, I'd help the guy out.
Don't stress yourself out, bud.
Bubba, don't stress yourself out. I mean, apparently you guys think I've been in your chat.
That's very strange to me. That's news.
I gotta say, Bubba.
Why would you do that?
I'm in your guys' life apparently a lot more than you're in mine. I haven't really thought about the Bubba the Love Sponge show. The only time I think of the Bubba the Love Sponge show is when Jake Hudson calls in and I go, I wish he'd fucking go back to
Just
calling
leave.
into Bubba's show.
You can have him back.
That's the only time I think about Bubba. But as far as being in your chat, I mean, I know you guys came from an era where you don't do like retractions and shit. Like being accurate is not something you do. But you probably should go on the air and you should go, yeah, we were kind of full of shit on the chat thing. He doesn't do that. I just needed a little content. And as far as Alex Stein goes, I kind of feel bad for him because now Alex is going, they watched a video of mine 6 months ago. It's like, you haven't let that shit go.
6 months ago, we've definitely done some very nice things about you
Yeah.
since then.
Alex, 6
That's
months
insane.
ago, you did and I'm sure he's probably talking about where he harassed that woman at that thing because
Or the
she's a
Vegas
liberal with masks and shit after that was all done. And we were like, all right, this is tired. This is played out. Or it was, the Las Vegas City
The Las
Council
Vegas
thing,
thing.
where we did say, this is the end of the City Council thing. The City Council thing is
Well,
dead.
they've just got you made. That's not like a
Yeah.
hot comment to make. They've just got you figured out with that.
I mean, Alex, as far as the City Council thing, I stand by that. We're absolutely right. They know it's a gimmick now, so it's not really fun anymore. So it is the end of that. But I mean, in that 6 months, the amount of nice things we've said about this kid, that the Portnoy stuff was great.
Portnoy's great.
The man on the street stuff is awesome. It was literally a week ago. We were sitting there going, oh, this Texas State Fair thing he did is fucking hilarious.
I thought we both thought the big booty hoe thing was very funny.
Big booty Latina thing was very funny. The Dan
Big booty Latina.
The Dan
Sorry.
Crenshaw and Eric Swalwell thing. I mean,
Yes.
that's my problem with guys like Alex, and I wish they weren't like this because it's tough to watch.
It does make you sad somehow.
Yeah, you're just like, dude, you're hanging on to one bad thing from 6 months ago, and you're ignoring all these wonderful compliments you're getting that would make you a little bit happier. But I really am watching two men be miserable about a guy who's over here just fucking around, having a good time.
Just like the dishonesty from the Bubba cast here is really
And again,
disappointing.
The weirdest thing, the two stars of this are the people I blame the least. Like, Bubba's an old man who's getting shitty information from his staff. So what's he supposed to believe? You know? And as far as Alex goes, okay, I've learned more about Alex. He's very sensitive, doesn't like criticism very much, and he's one of these comedic performers. And I used to be like this when I started doing comedy and radio and stuff, that definitely hears the negatives more than he hears the positives.
Yep.
And he'll grow out of that, I think, over time. But there's we'll play the last 5 seconds to see if they get cuntier. Oh no, then okay, now they're coming back. Notice they wouldn't bring up Steel Toe on the air. That was the behind the scenes Twitch.
You're like a
mic
dirty
stuff.
secret.
I'm a dirty little secret. I'm that filthy whore they fucked one time. And they can't be saying anything about it. That was I tell you that I watched that and I was like, oh, guys, for God's sake.
It's just kind of disappointing. That's all.
Pell L says, Bubba, the AM radio star. Yeah, I do. I think he's got like a little AM network going on. He is back on the radio. Turtle says, the fact Steel Toe and Gino squashed beef was interesting. I learned a lot about Gino doing that. Gino doesn't really take any of this shit seriously. I always thought
like
he did.
Most of us don't.
Yeah, I always thought Gino took a lot of this shit seriously, but he's kind of got the same attitude we do. Show, move on. Show, move on. Show, move. I mean, that's it.
Oh, I do my show, then I get to go have some fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I said it right to his face. I go, I think you're doing a wrestling gimmick where you goad a guy into punching you, and then when he punches you, you go, what? What did I do?
Okay, well, besides Steel Toe, like getting rid of burying the hatchet with him.
Yeah.
Pat Dixon also buried the hatchet with him.
Pat Dixon
Same
and
weekend.
Gino.
Okay, so everyone's fine with each other.
Which is great because I love Pat.
Yes, he was cool.
And I would say, I said it right to Gino's face, and I would say it to him again. And again, I like Gino, but I would tell him, Pat had every right to, smash you right in the head.
I think you and I both would say, hey, Pat should have punched you.
Yes.
It was worthy. But you also took it on your feet like a champ.
Yeah, right.
So you're both.
If I were Pat, I might have punched you in the fucking face too.
Yes.
Oh, Matt Melt said, I'm sorry. Matt Melt with $4.99 says, how is Kel Marie less sensitive than all these radio dorks? Yeah,
That's an interesting one, isn't
Kel
it?
Marie from Right On can take criticism better than those guys. That's
why?
Pretty rough.
She's self-aware. She already said, did she call in the other day or did she, or not the
She
other
was
day,
on.
but-
She was in the chat.
Yeah, she basically said, hey, I can't shit on them too hard. They got me views. That's very
Yeah.
self-aware and cool.
That's nice of her.
So.
Citizen M says Alex was invited to something. It sucked. He admitted it sucked. What's the problem? Well, he said it was cringe, but he went on it. Like, if you're going to go on something and then, I don't know. To me, if my friends are doing a thing, I don't publicly cut off the knees of that thing.
No, because they're your friends.
Right. If my friends are doing a thing and they're working hard and they want to get something going, I don't go do it. Like, again, it strikes me as that cool in front of the cool kids, nerdy in front of the nerdy kids in high school kind of a thing. Where you're like, oh yeah, I'll go do your content house. And then as soon as you're in front of a guy like Bubba who wouldn't like it, you go, oh, it was so cringe. I'd never do that to my friends.
No.
I would never.
I couldn't.
I couldn't undercut them like that.
Nope.